Hello, ladies and gentle germs. Surprise, it's me.
Right, where the fuck is that bloody record? What are you doing with my setup?
Don't blame me.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna blame you in about 5 seconds. How the fuck did you get my setup?
It was fast-tracked to me yesterday.
By who?
The boss.
Right, well, put your ass over. Put your fucking ass over. Ugh. So, this is where my fucking setup is. I bet I know who did it. I have 3 guesses. The boss.
I literally just said that a minute ago.
Yeah, I know. Fuck's sake. Well, ladies and gentlemen, since I've got this dipshit here with me, what are we watching?
We are watching Royal Rumble 2001.
Oh, for God's sake, that's the one with Drew Carey in it, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
I think
it was just one that came to my head.
Yeah, Drew Carey's in this Rumble. So, bit of backstory. Drew Carey was doing, had the Drew Carey show at the time. And basically, to cross-promote the Drew Carey show and the WWF, because there was going to be some wrestlers on it, they decided to have Drew Carey enter the Royal Rumble. The original spot was for one member of the team featuring D'Lo Brown and someone else. I can't remember the team's name. But they did win a match on Sunday Night Heat before this pay-per-view to basically turn around and say they can have one member of the team in the Royal Rumble match itself. No, turns out that it's going to be fucking Drew Carey. And he, if I recall actually, he turns around on the pay-per-view and goes, oh yeah, I don't watch wrestling.
Again, I have no idea.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be kicking things off. If I recall, it's the Dudley Boys who are suffering...
Get the tables!
Who are suffering from concussions in kayfabe, not in real life at the time. It is in kayfabe. Taking on Edge and Christian, whatever happened to those two, for the WWF Tag Team titles. So, let's not waste any more time and get to our first matchup. So, we just had the Dudleys versus Edge and Christian for the WWF Tag Team Championships. And what do you think of the match?
Very good match considering they were suffering from concussions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello.
This is Drew Carey. Who is Drew Carey? Anyway, so, yeah, match was entertaining. Anything involving Edge, Christian, Dudley Boys, it's always going to be good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No matter what, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be well done. This would lead into TLC 2, which was happening at WrestleMania 17, which obviously this pay-per-view is just before. It's in January. So with that all being done and all being said, this was a good way for the Dudley Boys to win the belts because due to... They hadn't held the belt for nearly a year at this point. No Way Out 2000 was the last time they held them. So to get a win, I believe this show is in Philadelphia. I could be wrong. So hometown crowd for them, very entertaining. So we're having the announcement that Drew Carey's in the Royal Rumble tonight. Fucking yay. That's going to be entertaining. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, I do not have my butt, so we are going to be talking about some of the more infamous moments of the Royal Rumble match itself. So, with that being said, what do you think of Drew Carey on a whole? If you've seen the... Oh, okay. Idiots eating. So, okay, once you've finished...
To answer your question, I like Drew Carey. He's funny. I've never watched a Drew Carey show.
No, but you have seen Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I was getting to that point, dickwad.
Well, I just thought you liked. But
it's my line.
Just carry on, dickhead. I want a cup of coffee. I want to drink me coffee in peace. Fucking talk.
Anyway, ignore this buffoon here. I can do that too. I just press about to play. I do like Drew Carey. He's funny. He's hilarious. Excuse me, what? I do apologise. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what happens in this show with him. That was a 2.
He doesn't do fuck all in the Rumble.
Spoilers, bro.
Dude, I'm. Do not get your hopes up for Drew Carey in the Rumble. He literally goes in. I'm spoiling the Rumble for him. He goes in. He basically eliminates Matt and Jeff Hardy. Spoilers. And then basically looks at Kane, tries to pay him off, and then he eliminates himself. That is literally what he does.
Spoilers, bro.
I'm not. I can easily spoil the entire pay-per-view for you. I'm not going to do that.
Because he will get a kidney jab.
Yeah, will do. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, our next matchup is going to be Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. Let's watch this. So we've just had Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. And what did you think of the match?
Ooh, again, that chair shot.
Yeah, the chair shot, that is...
Very good match. I would have to... The ending was flat.
Yeah, literally the ending, ladies and gentlemen. Benoit gets thrown out of the ring because of Jericho. And then literally he climbs up and then literally has to let himself drop. And it just looks really fucking awkward in my eyes.
Yeah.
But I've got to admit as well, the match itself is fucking good. Like, there's a lot of fucking painful, there's a lot of, and he's just seeing what's going on screen. Anyway, so there's a lot of painful moves, there's a lot of painful holds, chair shots, the ladder shots and all that jazz.
The most painful one was the suicide dive chair shot.
No, I think it's a fucking headbutt from the top of the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, Benoit, I'm going to fall! And I'm going to try and fly! Oh, bollocks, I don't have any wings, and I'm going to hit the ground. Splat! And just fucking dies. It was nasty. But this match, nevertheless, is a fucking good matchup. Unfortunately, WWE are never going to promote it, for obvious reasons. But we can't deny that it was a fun matchup. It was entertaining.
I know you told me not to mention this, so I'm not going to make a joke or anything about it. But considering what he did back in the day, Benoit was a phenomenal wrestler.
And that's where this comes in, because we're watching this from both the aspect of a fan back in 2001 and we're watching it as a fan in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole aspect of this series. We're watching it as a fan from back in the day and today. And I still have to admit, Benoit back in the day was fucking good.
I don't condone what he did.
Oh, fuck no, I don't. I don't condone what he did. But at the time, we didn't know what was going on. There was all this shit going down.
And not to mention, men's mental health wasn't really a thing back then.
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. Men's mental health at this time was not really a thing. It wouldn't happen until maybe the 2010s.
Maybe,
late 2010s. Yeah. Early to mid 2010s when it would start becoming a thing. Yeah, become a thing and more well known, ladies and gentlemen.
Whereas with this, it's more focused on women's mental health back in this era than it is our mental health.
Again, mental health around this time wasn't really a thing until further on.
Exactly.
So that's why we have to look at it as both an aspect of a fan from 2001 and a fan from 2022, because we can have both dynamic, and that's China, yes.
Yeah, and that's
Badass Billy Gunn, who is still wrestling in AEW today.
Bloody hell.
But it's nuts to think as well. Edge, Christian, and Jericho are still wrestling.
Yeah, it is nuts. 2
of them are in AEW, 1 of them's in WWE. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
We even hesitate to think that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've just had the announcement that Drew Carey is going to be in the Rumble tonight. And, this promo by Jericho, I don't like. They fuck up the number of times he's actually been IC champion. He says he's actually been a 4-time champion. At this point, he actually had just won his 5th Intercontinental Championship reign.
Not really, if he's won it 4 times in the...
Yeah, 4 times in the past, but he says that this is his 4th reign as champion. It's not. It's actually his 5th reign.
Ah, right, that makes sense. Yeah.
He is a former 9-time champion, but it is. He's held it 4 previous times. This is his 5th time holding it, and they fuck it up, and it's one of those things. So, ladies and gentlemen, I actually don't know what it's going to be next. I think it might be the women's match. It's Ivory versus China, if I recall. And again, we are having a concussion storyline with China. So, bit of background history. China was involved with more of the men's side of wrestling than the women's side of wrestling due to her size and her
build.
Well, her build, yes. So,
and the fact she looks like a man.
Ryan!
I'm joking, obviously.
I will slap him off camera. Anyway, so they needed a way to be able to bring China into the women's division. So the storyline going into it, to basically weaken her as a competitor on camera. So what happened was the right to censor, fucking yay, pile drove China in the ring to make her neck, in kayfabe, this is all kayfabe, to make her neck weaker so then she can start wrestling the women and go for the women's belt. There was talks about her actually becoming WWF champion back in 1999. As we all know, China had entered the Royal Rumble. She actually entered the Rumble number 30 in 1999. Vince Russo, of all fucking people, wanted to put the belt on China for headline news. But it was squashed pretty fast, to be fair. Because at the time, women, they can never do anything. They can't do this. They can't do that.
So the sexist era.
Yeah, pretty fucking... Oh, God, the amount of fucking things in this era that we can go into. Fuck me. Trish Stratus barking like a dog. Blowing panties matches.
Yeah, they were fun. Ow!
Dickwad.
I deserved that one.
Yes, you did. Pillock. Anyway, getting back to this. So, the story going into it, China wants revenge on Ivory because Ivory made fun of her neck injury. Like, okay, this is how bad this storyline is. You remember when Austin went out? Austin went out in 2000, okay?
Yeah.
He came back. No, it was 1999 Survivor Series. He came back in 2000. 9 months it took Austin to come back from a neck injury. China came back in 8 weeks. From a severe career-ending, alternating ending neck injury, it took her, I think it was actually, no, it was either 8 or 12 weeks for her to come back to the WWF. Austin took 9 months, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck? Idiots. Oh, God.
Here we go.
I'm not listening to the music. The music can fuck right off. Right to censor. Fuck off. So, do you remember anything of the right to censor?
No.
Good. Okay. So,
bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, he knows more about wrestling than me.
Okay. So, right to censor. Very, very brief history lesson. So, right to censor was created through because of the FTC in America. The FTC, basically, they got a lot of complaints from parents being like, oh, wrestling's like this, wrestling's like that, this isn't bad, this is blah, blah, blah. Basically being complete dipwads. So Vince decided, I know, I'm going to take the piss out of the FTC and make the right to censor. And they gave them the most annoying, generic fucking music ever. If you remember the right to censor, ladies and gentlemen.
What the hell is China carrying?
A big-ass bazooka. You'll see. It's a bazooka. It has fireworks in it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. China was, I have to admit, China was cool. China was a very interesting character. Especially, oh my God, China and Eddie. Oh, China and Eddie Guerrero. Fuck yes, I really need to watch a show with those two. Because they are fucking awesome. Right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a moment. China versus Ivory. Go.
Shit match, too short.
I love that. Ivory versus China. Go. Look, don't get me wrong. Ivory's a good wrestler. China is good as well. This match was awful. Due to the fact that this storyline that they're playing with the neck.
She's playing it too well. She's playing it.
Yeah, the thing is...
She's overplaying it.
She's overplaying it. And don't get me wrong, you know, you get told to do, you know, if you get told to do something, you gotta do it, you know, in this day and age. But this is where I get really pissed off because I mentioned it before the match. Austin was out for 9 months with an injury and China came back in 3 months. It is fucking it is physically impossible to do that. Like, even doctors have said that...
Oh, well, then Earl Hebner.
Yeah, Earl Hebner's here. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, this match... reference. OSW reference. So yeah, this was... It was too short. It wasn't good. They would carry on this feud going into Mania, if I recall. Jerry Lawler would get involved at No Way Out because of nudity and shit like that. And
wait, what do you mean?
Oh, so No Way Out 2001. Jerry the King Lawler would face Steven Richards, and if Jerry wins, then his wife at the time, the Cat, would strip nude. WWF in 2001, ladies and gentlemen, always thinking about women's rights. But obviously, he doesn't win, Steven Richards wins, and then in something worse, the Cat gets covered in a bag, picked up and carried out by the rights censor. No fucking joke.
Jesus Christ, what a bike.
Then, on top of all that, the Cat quit for WWF, so Jerry the King Lawler quit the WWF. And that's where Paul Heyman comes in for commentary, and that's why at WrestleMania 17, it's Paul Heyman and Jim Ross on commentary for the show, because Jerry Lawler decided to go and walk out with his wife at the time. So, spoilers for No Way Out and WrestleMania for the commentary team. But what do you think of JR and Jim Ross, JR and Jerry Lawler on commentary? Really? You don't like them? What do you mean you don't? They're the most iconic duo, bar fucking Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. Why do you not like them?
I think it's the fact that their voices just irritate me.
Whose?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Also, have your rant about the security guards.
No, that was a personal thing.
So, okay. For context, Ryan is a real-life security guard. That's his job, ladies and gentlemen.
For the time being, till I fucking quit or get fired.
You do realise that this is going to be put out tomorrow morning. You do know that. And
yeah, no one will see it.
Oh, that is. Okay, cool. So Ryan is a security guard, and he basically turns around to me and goes, "They're not wearing their badges." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. It could be in their pockets. No idea." And he's just like, you have to have them. He basically turned into full-on rant mode. It was fucking brilliant.
You're a dick.
You're only just realising this now? Hi, my name's Peter. Nice to meet you. We've been friends for 20 fucking years. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've just...
I can hold this note all night.
You stole that from Evan Almighty.
Incorrect. Bruce Almighty, bitch.
Oh, was it in Bruce? Oh, yes, it is in Bruce Almighty. It's Jim.
Now he gets this.
Anyway, so our next matchup is... I actually don't know what our next matchup is. Well, the main event's Royal Rumble. Duh.
No shit, shut up.
But I know we've got Austin... No, not Austin. We've got Triple H versus Kurt Angle for the WWF title. And I think we've got another match in between. I could be wrong. But, ladies and gentlemen, we will find out what that match will be now. So, Austin, fuck's sake, Triple H versus Kurt Angle for the WWF Championship. Your thoughts?
I'm still confused why you had to say Austin.
There's a reason for that, but your thoughts?
Very good matchup.
Really? Is that all your thoughts? Very good matchup.
Yeah.
Right. Falls on me then. So we have we had Kurt Angle versus Triple H. Stephanie came out with Hunter and Trish came out with Kurt Angle. Match is heel versus heel, which is very rare, especially in this day and age now, to see a heel.
Yep. There goes the belt again to the face of Helmsley.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So this is an interesting matchup for the reasons of heel versus heel. It works well because it's entertaining. Vince comes out to basically help Stephanie and Trish get to the back, which sets up their match at No Way Out 2001, Stephanie versus Trish Stratus. But then, all of a sudden, Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out of nowhere and attacks Triple H. Why? Because he was the one who orchestrated the attack on Austin. Duh. And basically, at the end of it, Austin basically just comes in, boom, stunned. 1, 2, 3, Angle retains the WWF Championship until No Way Out 2001 with the person who will be in the Royal Rumble match. But this also sets up this, and what happens in the Royal Rumble match itself sets up Austin versus Hunter, 3 Stages of Hell at No Way Out 2001 in the main event. So, before our main event, which is said Royal Rumble match, what have you thought of the show overall?
Very good show. There's only one downside match, and that was the China Ivory.
Yeah.
Rikishi!
So, unfortunately, this is a strong card. This is a strong matchup. It's a strong show, bar the Ivory versus China match. But that does set up to finish off at WrestleMania.
The legend. So
it works out really well to a degree. So we've just had Rikishi and Undertaker on screen. We now have The Rock doing a promo. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to do the traditional way of doing the Rumble. Basically, we're not going to go through the entire entrance. We're just going to talk about the most memorable moments, as they say.
I agree.
So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the Royal Rumble matchup. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just had the Royal Rumble match, and what did you think of it?
Brilliant.
So, this is most people's favourite Rumble. And I can understand why. It is a star-studded Rumble. There's Kane, there's Rock, there's Undertaker, there's Austin, Triple H makes an appearance, we have the return of Haku, Big Show. There's a lot of big players in this match, I have to admit that one. But as my favourite, it's not my favourite, but it's definitely in my top 3.
So what is your top 3?
So my top 3 are the 2000 Rumble, because I think that's better. Royal Rumble 2001, and then the 2007 Rumble where Undertaker wins from number 30. That's my top 3, personally. Just because of the last 5 minutes of that match, Undertaker versus Michaels, which leads into that feud. But this is fun. Kane gets the most eliminations at this time. He actually gets the record as well for being in for over an hour. Austin gets his 3rd title win, sets up Undertaker versus Rock versus Austin at WrestleMania as well, or starts the process of that. And yeah, we also have the build-up for No Way Out with Triple H versus Austin as well. So there's a lot of build-up in this. What, on a whole, what did you think of the match?
Of this match?
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, well, to be fair, as a surprise video, it was entertaining. I have to admit that one, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, that has been the Insane Joker 769.
And remember, folks, drink water, eat food, take your meds if you take meds, and it's the appropriate time to take your meds. Obviously, and most of all, stay insane.
And I have been Peter Summers, better known as TCLTN, and as always,
oh, dickhead.
As always, TTFN. Ta-ta for now. You and I are really going to have words later.
Don't blame me, dude. Blame the boss.
I will.
No, this was my idea, dude.
I blame you. I blame both you and the boss.